The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, 38 students graduate in Pioneer Bachelor's Program. Pariwa calls on Marpe to fulfill promise. And Brandon Nima to play 100th game tomorrow. The pioneer class of the newly established Western Pacific University in Yalibu, Southern Highlands Province graduated yesterday in a highly celebrated event, with a total of 38 students from across PNG being conferred their degrees. Another 61 students also graduated with certificates in Higher Education Foundation Program, a prerequisite to studying at WPU. Founding members of the university were acknowledged for their foresight in establishing a modern institution, offering unique programs to meet the demands of the changing world.
The inaugural bachelor's degree graduation was a culmination of more than a decade of hard work put in by both the government, diplomatic partners and individuals who dedicated their time to bring the dream of Western Pacific University to life. These partners were acknowledged, among them the member for Yalibu Pange and former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill.
The former Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea and current member for Yalibu Pange District, for your vision and dream of WPU. Thank you indeed.
Peter O'Neill, while the Prime Minister, gave birth to the concept of Western Pacific University, and witnessing the first batch of 38 bachelor students was fulfilling as he challenged graduates to make a mark for themselves in their field of studies and not to be swayed by outside influence.
So I see many of our university graduates in this country who think that aspiring to things like politics is the way of only success. Let me tell you, I'm at the end of my political career. Let me tell you this as a first-hand experience. There is not much success in politics. There's only pain and stress. And politics does not make you successful financially and in terms of job satisfaction.
The University of Technology and Management in Poland is an academic partner to Western Pacific University, where certain programs are being either imported, shared or co-developed from, and was given the opportunity to be the keynote speaker at the graduation.
To the graduates, take courage that the world is there for you to explore and develop yourself and make a success of it.
Governor of the host province, William Powie, also joined the graduation and marveled at the establishment of this modern institution in his province and his government's commitment to ensure the university continues to grow.
The leadership of Southern Highlands is here with the former Prime Minister. Motion or vote of no confidence is taking place, but today is a significant event, and I take my hat off and commend the university, the management, the staff, and everybody who has persevered to make this come a reality, and I think the future is great.
He presented a check of 1 million kina to support infrastructural development on campus and committed to continue funding the institution. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Acting Chief Secretary to the Government, Ivan Pomaleu, in providing a rundown of the government's assistance to businesses in the city that were affected by the January 10, 2024 civil unrest, says a balance of 17 million kina in business support remains to be cleared before it is disbursed to businesses affected during the riots. The national government is now in the third phase of payment to support businesses affected by the unfortunate events of the 10th January 2024 in the country, where major shops were looted, torched and destroyed. From assessments carried out last year, 71 businesses were identified to have been affected by the riots. With assistance implemented in 5 phases, 17 million remains outstanding to be paid. The phases include direct salary support for qualified company employees for 6 months, debris removal, restocking and reconstruction, concessional loan support with the National Development Bank and selected commercial banks, and Phase 5, policy and administrative support.
The total financial commitment for the government sits at 270. In 2024, we supported through a phased approach direct salary support for 6 months for businesses that have had employees' jobs affected.
Yesterday, the acting Chief Secretary to Government, Ivan Pomaleu, handed over a 1 million kina check to assist Big Rooster under Phase 3, which is restocking and reconstruction.
We received late 2024 a release of 50 million. From that second round of 50 million, the first round was last year. The first 50 covering Phase 1 and 2 was in 2024. Second phase of another 50 million was released late last year in December.
He said the fourth phase will see them work with the banks, the National Development Bank specifically, named in the NEC decision to look at loan products that are interest-free.
So we're working on trying to design what that would look like. I would not be in a position to tell you exactly what the full scope and component of the program would look like, but that sits right at the end of our phases, and our teams are working very closely with them.
The traditional Manam Council of Chiefs in Bogia District, locally referred to as the Kukurai system on Manam Island, were given recognition by the Madang provincial government last Saturday, April the 5th, in a ceremony hosted at Yasa village. Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa presented a check worth 100,000 kina to facilitate the establishment of the Manam Council of Chiefs as a recognized entity. Once registered, this would be the single body and voice representing the displaced Manam Islanders living in care centers of Potsdam and Asuramba in Bogia District, in Mangem in Sumkar District.
Accompanying Governor Pariwa to the important ceremony were the former Madang Governor and a Chief James Yali, the acting Provincial Administrator Daniel Aloy, and Provincial Administration's Sector Directors. The presence of 15 Tanepua or chiefs from Manam Island added extra significance to the occasion.
Masanabim, Nasinonim, Wambla Budi, and speaking one language, we all get an interest from people from Manam, also the location of the island, speaking, bringing me come from Mara, bringing me come from provincial government, now bringing me from national government.
Pariwa in his address announced the funding support to establish the Manam Council of Chiefs and acknowledged the acting provincial administrator Daniel Aloy for facilitating the release of the 100,000 kina to the Manam Council of Chiefs.
Now, Mr. Nabla, visually mulim this la check ya. Mitok binis, Manam disaster support fund, mi blai writing mi golo yabu LLG to the tune of 100,000 kina.
Yasa ward member Gabriel Silla, who represented all the Kukurai and the ward members in the 3 main care centers, thanked one of the chiefs, Willie Rupunai, for organizing the event and inviting the Madang provincial leaders to address the people.
People of Manam have been starved for so long, for nearly 21 years. But at last, the light shines. Makim Mars brought people of Manam, Makim Bell brought people of Manam, Na makim ting lo people lo Manam lo display on time. Me talk thank you lo initiative people working lo kisim display team lo provincial level. Na political office belong province ikam down lo level lo mi bla.
The Manam resettlement issue remains an outstanding national task which has prolonged now for more than 20 years since the second eruption on Manam Island in 2004. They are still waiting the national government to resettle them as internally displaced persons. Rex Lita, TV1 News.
During his address to the Manam Islanders at Yasa Village, Governor Parua was very vocal about the government's unfulfilled funding promise to the displaced Manam Islanders. He blamed the national government for failing its responsibility to assist the displaced Manam Islanders.
Mitok sorry or sem 20 playar ni sina ona. Moni blong LLG no na blo ina pim sila organ heavy blo. Moni blo district no na, DDA no na, provincial government no na blo ina pim yumi olgeta. Yumi lulu blo big pla polita so lem saw help him provincial government na DDA na LLG long national government. But today mi sina blo na mila tokol sem mi no mamas lo national government. 2023 budget ol pasim mon maski mi blo wanka 10 million tason. All this la money no reach mi bla. Budget blo 2024 ol pasim 20 million. All release him 4 million tason. 16 million slip na stabiet. Na now you mi stablo 2025 all pass him narbla 20 million all pass him pick up paper budget nothing me challenge him prime minister and national government releasing la 10 million kina releasing money blood is la budget blood is la yarto so was serious lo top mana.
This is TV1 News. We'll be back with the day's other stories after the break. Stay tuned.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open it.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plana lapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Thanks for staying with us. Aviation is hugely important to tourism. It's basically the backbone of international and domestic travel and a major driver of tourism, enabling long-distance travel, connecting remote destinations, and driving tourism revenue. The leaders of two of the country's major airlines, Air Niugini and PNG Air, shared insight into the challenges they face and the strategic plans they're implementing to enable growth and provide affordable travel for their customers.
Air New Guinea, the national airline of Papua New Guinea, plays a pivotal role in connecting the country both domestically and internationally. Established in 1973, the airline operates a fleet of Boeing 737s, 767s, and Fokker 70s and 100s. Now, the national airline is undergoing a significant fleet modernization program to enhance its services and operational efficiency. The program represents an investment exceeding $650 million, marking the most substantial investment in Papua New Guinea's aviation sector in over 5 decades.
The investment in our fleet replacement program is central to our strategy. It aims at dramatically enhancing our operational efficiency, helps us to reduce costs, and offers essentially more competitive airfares.
Said and highlighted the challenges they continue to face, especially with supply of aviation fuel.
Stopped providing jet aviation fuel. We had to get very innovative and very creative in order to support the industry, but we still don't have what we had in 2023. We have fuel here in Port Moresby. We have a bit of fuel in Lae, in Hagen and in Kiunga, thanks to the fantastic people at OTML Energy. But we don't have fuel in the New Guinea Islands, and we don't have fuel in a lot of Mamase.
Meanwhile, PNG Air CEO highlighted the airline's revitalization plans for refleet, further underscoring that the airline has no plans to fly internationally and will leave that to Air New Guinea.
We have no immediate plans to operate internationally. We're happy to leave that to Air New Guinea. Our focus is purely on rebuilding the business, rebuilding our domestic network around our 22 ports, and driving better discounts into fares and cost synergies where we can.
However, despite the challenges, Fraser says there are many opportunities for growth.
Revitalisation plan in terms of our fleet will go a long way to building consumer confidence back into our domestic network. Since post-pandemic, we had to make a strategic plan to survive, and that was to shift our focus towards more contract resource-based work. But now that we're consolidating, we look forward to competing with Air New Guinea and offering the consumer a better product and more choice in the market.
Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
China has upped the ante once again in the tariff trade war with U.S. President Donald Trump. Chinese state media is reporting that tariffs on U.S. imports will be increased to 125%. As tensions flare, Americans are already feeling the impacts of the president's tariff agenda.
Cutting sheets into shapes, moulded metal ready for delivery, in a production line that's been running hot for 96 years.
We're making cookie tins and popcorn cans.
But Rick Huther says the recent on and off tariff announcements have left his family business in limbo.
What's going on now is freezing us and many other companies to make sure we don't make a decision today that was a good one and tomorrow find out it's a bad decision.
The 72-year-old has weathered tariffs before, after Donald Trump first slapped them on steel in 2018.
We can live with the realities. We just need the realities not to change weekly, monthly, or quarterly.
President Trump has paused the higher tariffs he imposed on certain countries, but is keeping a 10% base tax in place for almost all imported goods. The White House clarifying China, though, will have an enormous 145% tariff, even higher than the president originally said.
From the factory line to the supermarket shelves, tariffs are likely to raise prices. The situation keeps changing, but any increase in cost of living could be hard for many people to absorb.
Market volatility also hurting some Americans more than others.
I've already lost more than $30,000 in my retirement account.
It is what it is right now. I voted for Trump in the election, and I'm going to hope that his plans work.
testing the limits of support for the president's tariff fixation.
The two men vying to lead the country for the next 3 years have each revealed that they have been subject to serious threats to their safety. The personal security of Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton became public after reports emerged of an alleged plot to harm to the opposition leader's family. Both men have expressed full confidence in the ability of police to protect them.
Marvelling at the rich red ores on the sea lanes to Asia.
200,000 tonnes. That's a serious business.
Or tooling along in a Toyota made from Aussie iron.
Mighty highlights. Great Australian.
Before and after every leader's stop on the campaign trail swarms a protective ring of steel. Federal police sometimes seen, never heard, always ready.
I can confirm that there have been, of course, threats, including one particularly serious incident.
I'm incredibly grateful to the AFP that my family are kept safe. I've never felt unsafe.
Both leaders have disclosed foiled plans that could have caused potential harm. One involving a teen's alleged terror plot with bomb-making ingredients.
My thought was always in relation to the safety of my family.
I've reached out to Peter Dutton this morning.
Threats against politicians and other high office holders are on the rise. Federal police report more than 700 in the last 9 months. Both leaders are resolved not to skip a step in the 3 weeks left of campaigning.
We were looking at some track polling this morning where all those numbers come down.
Saying the quiet bits out loud, Peter Dutton went west, armed with a policy to strip penalties from car makers which failed to clean up their fleet's emissions.
People will make the choice to buy the better cars, we're just not going to tax them.
In the city that'll soon be home to US nuclear submarines, the opposition leader claimed the president who approved AUKUS had to be convinced.
President Biden didn't want the deal.
And questioned its future under the Prime Minister who carries it on.
I have huge concerns about AUKUS under Anthony Albanese. I really do.
That's an irresponsible comment, frankly, for Peter Dutton to make.
The Coalition's week started by ditching an unloved policy for public servants to work from home. Now it ends with another twist. Its quest to shrink the workforce by 41,000 wouldn't only happen through natural attrition or a hiring freeze. Some would be paid to go under voluntary redundancy.
Australians want their taxpayers' dollars to be spent efficiently.
This rubbish that it's all going to be found by attrition has been put to bed today.
For now, the work of the public service very publicly rolls on, blind to future controversies. Electoral Commission staff just completed ballot paper bingo, all set for voting from the 22nd of April.
And that ends our news segment. Sports is up next. I'll join you on the other side.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG é minha. Fine PNG made.
jackpot is rolling over week on week. 750,000 Kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
Curly. Straight. Soft. Wavy. Afro. Short. Long. Healthy. Palmolive Naturals for naturally beautiful hair.
It's formula infused with extracts like coconut oil, aloe vera and avocado to enhance your hair's natural beauty, giving you naturally beautiful hair that always looks gorgeous and smells great throughout the day. Palmolive Naturals.
Have a great hair day.
Welcome back. The PNG Hunters have confirmed that second rower Benji Cott will miss the remainder of the 2025 season after sustaining an anterior cruciate ligament injury during last weekend's clash against the Tweed Seagulls. The injury occurred late in the game, and while Benji fought to stay on his feet, scans later confirmed a torn ACL that will require surgery and a lengthy rehabilitation process. The club said it is a significant setback for one of their most explosive and consistent performers this season. Recovery from an ACL injury typically spans 9 to 12 months, depending on the individual and the progress of rehabilitation. The club confirmed that Cott will undergo surgery in the coming weeks, followed by a structured rehab program that includes physiotherapy, strength and conditioning, and progressive return to play protocols. It's a tough journey, but the club is ready to get him back next year. PNG Hunters winger Brandon Nima will become just the 5th player to play 100 games for the club when he runs out on the field tomorrow for the match against Ipswich Jets. Nima joins Adex Wera, Enoch Maki Aseboas, and Watovo Puara in the 100-game house.
Brandon Nima said he is proud to reach 100-game milestone this Sunday. It is a feat only few players have achieved, which reflects his commitment to the game and the ability to maintain his fitness and performance consistently over the years. Ahead of his big game tomorrow, Nima expressed excitement for the milestone game and thanked everyone that played a part in guiding him throughout his rugby league career. He thanked his family, former coaches and players, and the Hunters for the support and opportunity.
Yeah, just my family back home, my partner and my little son Aiden back home. They've been sacrificing a lot for me to move away from family and always staying here in home, and they're still up in again. So yeah, just want to make mention of them and some of the few coaches that helped me along the way. Coach Mike's back in 2019, and all the coaches through, Coach Stepan, all my local league coaches as well, Glenn Mondawe, back in Glenamy as well, and to Coach Polly and them. They've been doing a wonderful job and bringing me this far. So just want to say thank you back to them, and hopefully give a good game this weekend and get the win as well.
The Hunters winger didn't hide his intention to get his share of pie by crossing the line on his big game. He said it will be great to score a try against the Jets on his milestone.
Yeah, that will be a double bonus for me, like winning that game as well. Winning my 100 and scoring a try on my 100, so yeah, something I'm looking for this weekend's game.
Nima joined the Hunters in 2019 from Bintango Goroko Lahanis and has been with the team since. He is one of the 3 surviving members of 2019 Hunters team that are still at the club. The other 2 players are Apel Capinius and Jordan Pett. From the 3, Nima had a privilege to captain the team. Meanwhile, commenting on his recent social media comment about former teammate Kevin Apple, who had fed UK home, Nima said he had moved on from the issue and concentrates on his football. The Hunters and Jets game will be telecasted live on TV1 Sports 2 tomorrow. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern Port Moresby cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorm. Daru, Kerama and Alotau cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Lae mostly cloudy with chances of few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Hagen cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, sea slight to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, sea smooth to slight with southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point. Sea 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Good night.